Mayor Jordan Lane attended and paid his respects to this horrible tragedy that happened. Usually when there is a tragedy or there is a celebration, we come together. I should pay respect as well to the Aborigine elders, to our Korean elders and Korean Cultural Association for organizing this together, to bring us together to pay respect. During sorrows, during hard times, we think about our loved ones. So many young people, under 30, most of them. 2/3 of them are females, women. They couldn't survive this tragedy. I hope the authorities would take an example and find out a solution for similar tragedy never happens again. I'm sure a lot of our community members, Korean young youths, if they were there, like we had few of them, and the families here are mourning their loved ones. They passed away in this horrible tragedy. Our prayers are with them. We think of them during this time, tragic times. No one knew that when they were attending this celebration, this joyful event, they will end up with tragedy. Tragedy is part of our lives, everyday lives. This is Right communities, the most multicultural community in Australia. We mourn with our brothers and sisters, doesn't matter which cultural background they come. We mourn their losses, their tragedy, and as well, we joyfully participate in their celebration and their multicultural contribution to this great country. Once again, our prayers are with the victims' families, especially, because the victims, they will not feel anything now, they're gone. The victims are gone, but the tragedy and trauma, the surviving youths are suffering now. They will suffer for coming years. It's not easy.
To acknowledge not only my colleagues from Council, but especially Councillor Hahn and the Korean Cultural Centre for organising this reflection this evening. I know this has deeply touched many of you, and it certainly touched Councillor Hahn immediately earlier in the week, and we reflected many times together during the course of the week, and I wish to express my sympathy for all those who are so deeply hurt by such a terrible loss in Taiwan. The reflection of so many fatalities, of 150 people or more losing their life in a period of fun and innocence, is a terrible tragedy in itself, but it's terrible for the innocents lost and for certainly the impact on those that survived them. During the week I read many articles of what has occurred, and I couldn't help but reflect for my own two boys who are in their teenage years and who will, like a lot of Australians, will want to travel, will see the world, as I did in touring Europe in my teenage years, and subsequent generations did through other locations throughout Asia, throughout Gallipoli especially, and more recently as our local Korean community at this time of year would travel abroad and visit home, visit grandparents, and enjoy the fun of a night out and amongst other peers, and to suffer such significant loss is unthinkable. But as I imagined that and visualised that last night and reflected upon my own family and circumstances, it brought me to tears as I thought deeply and reflected upon that. For this is a terrible loss that can impact any one of us and does impact all of us together in this way. And so I want to say especially to local Koreans that we stand with you and that we support you in your period of grieving, and that for those with direct loss or associated loss, but we stand with you because all of us can find within ourselves that circumstance like this may be brought to bear by the fate of God, or the fate of God's hand. There are a number of there's one Australian who deceased, sadly, a young woman from Canterbury Bankstown, and two other Korean Australians who are severely injured, and our thoughts and prayers are certainly with them immediately and their family and the broader community. And if I could say that I wish to support you in your period of grief, not only in days but in weeks ahead, and that I offer my condolence to you and my support in future weeks. Thank you.